Welcome to Tokyosaurus. So what's up in Japan? This was probably one of the most hyped up battles in the history of Dragon Ball Super, or even the entire Dragon Ball series, with an epic new Super Saiyan form teased long before the actual episode was aired, and with Jiren being hyped as stronger than a god of destruction. This 1 hour special not only lived up to the insane amount of hype that was built around it, but still managed to surpass my own and pretty much everyone's expectations of the fight. If you're still wondering where the Dragon Ball Super budget went at the beginning of the series, you're probably looking at the right place. So we will be going into spoilers in this video, and if you haven't watched this 2-episode special just yet, you have been warned. To start off, I don't think there was another episode in Dragon Ball Super that got me feeling the hype as if I was a little kid again watching Goku transform into Super Saiyan for the very first time. But what do we call this new form anyways? People around the internet has been calling it Limit Breaker Goku, and we don't exactly have an official name for it yet, so let's just call it that for now. Very much like Super Saiyan God, it seems like an imperfect form as Goku wasn't able to hold onto it for that long, leading me to believe that we will definitely see an improved version of it most likely before the end of the tournament. Now keep in mind that throughout the entire fight with Goku's transformation after transformation, even after going into his Limit Breaker form, he wasn't even able to get Jiren to transform once until the very end, where we see Jiren envelop himself in a red aura to block what seemed like a pretty powerful attack from Limit Breaker Goku, which I'm pretty sure he did not actually land on Jiren, because for a split second right before the collision, there was one frame of Goku's eye where we see his pupil has turned back to black, instead of the silverish color from his Limit Breaker form. We don't know who would have won from that collision, but what we do know is that Goku has finally forced Jiren to at least boost his power up a notch to level the playing field. Another really excellent touch they added to Goku's new form is just how quiet he was for the majority of the fight, instead of the usual screaming we get from every punch he throws out. The only moment that Limit Breaker Goku really said anything during the fight was when he gave us his beast screams, which made it all the more epic and satisfying to see Goku really let go and finally get into it with his new form. Seeing all the gods lose their composure over Goku's new form, I think is more due to the fact that they've probably never seen a mortal gain power on that level, and less so that they think Goku is more powerful than them at that moment. Jiren is pretty much confirmed to be more powerful than a god of destruction, but Goku wasn't even able to draw out his real powers yet in his Limit Breaker form. I mean, Jiren looks like he's still chilling the whole time, so I really don't think their surprise is aimed at Goku's actual power level. But back to Goku's new form. We finally got another clue about how the new form works in the voice of Goku in his Limit Breaker form. When he screamed to make his final attack on Jiren, we heard a beast-like scream along with Goku's voice together, which tells us that there's another side to Goku in this form, which was also previewed in the opening song since the very beginning of the arc. In the opening, there's a quick shot of Goku's shadowed silhouette suddenly revealing half his face, looking pretty malicious or evil, and this other side of him is definitely the key to how he achieved this next stage of power. Goku in this episode also did an exact replica of the animation that was in the opening, with him in full silhouette form and with him swiping away the energy, revealing a fully blacked out and angry Goku. Now here's where things get even more interesting, as maliciousness was why Goku had to revert back to non-Super Saiyan to make his Spirit Bomb in the first place, that allowed him to trigger his new form. Spirit Bomb cannot be made by a person that has any darkness in his heart, and will also not hurt someone with a pure heart, which is definitely part of the reason why the Spirit Bomb didn't obliterate Goku in the first place when he was swallowed by it. But here is another interesting point to note. Super Saiyans by default have maliciousness in them, which is why Goku had to revert back to non-Super Saiyan in the first place. When Goku was falling into the Spirit Bomb, he was still in a Super Saiyan Blue form, which meant there's at least some sort of maliciousness in his heart, which technically means that the Spirit Bomb is actually supposed to hurt him. So does this mean somehow he was able to erase all his maliciousness from his heart in his Super Saiyan form that enabled him to be unharmed from the Spirit Bomb and thus unlock the next level in himself? But if that was the case, why does the unlocked form seem so malicious in intent? Whis also mentioned that although the Spirit Bomb did give him some energy, this was not the main point to his awakening with Ultra Instinct or the deeper potential within himself, so there's definitely something else here at play that we don't know yet. At the end of the episode, Frieza looks like he's about to blast Goku and says that this reminds him of what happened on Namek. But as many of you will probably remember, on Namek, Goku actually gave Frieza some of his energy to survive, which I'm 100% certain is what Frieza's going to do in the next episode, as there's no way Frieza's going to kill Goku at this point. It doesn't benefit Frieza in any way for him to down Goku, and we already saw that Frieza is pretty much more of a team player than even Vegeta if that Spirit Bomb was any indication of his intentions. But what I'm most curious about is that Frieza's energy definitely has a malicious intent in it, and if Frieza does end up giving his energy to Goku, I wonder how that will affect Goku's Limit Breaker form, as maliciousness seems to be the key point in how all of this is playing out. It might even help Goku realize how he achieved the form in the first place. I think the final version of this form will definitely be a balance between the two sides of Goku. And when Goku and Jiren fights again, which I'm sure will happen again, seeing how Jiren didn't even break a sweat yet, and probably as the climax of this whole arc, we will definitely see a more polished version of this new form. So that's all I got for Goku vs Jiren. And for all of you Dragon Ball Super haters out there, these 2 episodes alone I promise will change your mind about Super if you haven't watched it already. So anyways, I'm really curious about what all you guys think of the 2 episode special we got for the Goku vs Jiren fight, and all the things they revealed during the fight. I definitely didn't cover all of it in this video, so let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Don't forget to drop a thumbs up, stay subscribed if you want to be updated with the latest that's going on in Japan, and I'll see you guys in the next one.